Please subscribe, comments, like and share.
Blue against red. Chinese Taipei against the Dominican Republic. Chu Muyen against Gabriel Mercedes for a place in the Olympic semi-finals.
Both of these fighters always exciting, always unpredictable. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and feel out the distance to start with and then explode into action. But straight away, it wasn't a very good legitimate technique or anything like that, but just the aggressive intent of Chu Muyen there for all to see.
He beat a Mexican, Oscar Salazar, in the final in Athens.
And he beat him handily as well. He tends to walk through all the major competitions. A good attempted back kick. But he won't have an easy time against Gabriel Mercedes. A very capable athlete and really dynamic and very confident, which is the key. Especially fighting such a local favourite, so to speak.
Yes, Mercedes won a world finweight bronze as long ago as 1999 when he was just 19, so he's been around, he knows the score. As we were saying, came agonisingly close to having an Athens medal to show for all of his hard work. Just moving out of the way there, the latest thrust from the man from Chinese Taipei.
And that takes great concentration and great athleticism on his part to see the kick come and move out of the way. He's going for the 3-double, which is almost gymnastics, and he's been accredited with a very much deserved point there. Fantastic.
Yeah. Gabriel Mercedes takes the lead.
And this will test Chu Muyen's mettle. The pressure's all on him. And any time he's ever been tested before he delivers, watch out for the 360. The Dominican coach is doing precisely the right thing. That was a perfect headshot. The coach, the referee, has to call up the corner judges. Well, for me, that would be a breach of the rules if she doesn't call up the corner judges, because that was at least she's doing the right thing in doing that. It doesn't matter if she gets if the Gabriel Mercedes scores the point or not. It's good respect from the coach and the referee to call up and discuss whether that 360 back kick to the face scored, and it would be massive if it does score.
Well, either Chu Muyen threw his face back deliberately, or he got a foot that belonged to a guy from the Dominican Republic flush in it, and my instinct was that it was flush in his face. But once again, the 4 corner judges decide not to score it, and you know, this is why we need Taekwondo 606. Give Greeny a call if you thought that was a disgrace. What on earth is going on?
Yeah, that was a really fantastic 360 back kick. But when you're actually relying on seeing the replays yourself to decide whether it's scored, you can see just how hard it is for the refs. Good attempted double from Chu Muyen, but Gabriel Mercedes closes out the round.
How about having video replays of moments like that? They have them in judo. Let's you know, in that situation, let's not get 5 people who clearly haven't seen it in the first place together just to confirm that they haven't seen it. Let's see what we saw, which was a kick to the face. What's wrong with that?
You wouldn't get any argument from me, and I think that when you watch Taekwondo in the slow motion, you can see what happens. I mean, that's a wonderful attempted 3-double, but he scores on the second one. Such strength, such composure, just sneaks it in under the elbow here. Wonderful. And we'll see, I don't know if he'll show us again the 360 back kick. But to have a video referee, you would have no problems from me, and it might be something that they could consider, given that they're looking at electronic body armours and, you know, modernising the game.
You need to be careful. You don't want the coach stepping in every 30 seconds, but maybe you might have I don't know, 2-3 appeals during the match, and a bit like tennis and Hawkeye. Every time you get one wrong, you lose an appeal. So you know, you have to use it judiciously, but
it is there to prevent any injustices. Just like, well, we think we witnessed one there, but we'll see. Plenty of time left in the match. Looks as if they both scored there. Yep. Trading off at right leg turning kicks, 1 apiece, and it goes then to 2-1.
So Gabriel Mercedes from the Dominican Republic in the red. Might be further ahead, but he's 2-1 up. But Chu Muyen, the defending Olympic champion, in the blue from Chinese Taipei, just sensing that he might be getting back into this thing.
Well, he loves the rear leg chop kick. He loves to try and place it on the top of the opponent's head. I don't know if he'll have the speed to be able to do that against the Dominican Republic athlete Gabriel Mercedes, because he seems right up for this and willing to throw anything, which is what you need.
Chu Muyen, also the world champion, but 5 years ago now in Germany. He's the current Asian champion.
And he's got Chu Muyen rattled. Chu Muyen is looking for Kyungos, he's looking for half-point deductions for the Dominican. So he's got him in trouble. But like a true champion, I'm sure he's got something in the bag.
Mercedes in the red from the Dominican Republic, teaching his two sons to fight now, having been taught once by his father. It runs in the family.
And
it's 2-2.
Just picking up on that, maybe a wee bit of desperation there from Mercedes there, from Gabriel Mercedes. Just overreached a little bit, maybe trying to get a 2-point advantage. And the crowd beginning to turn towards Chu Muyen. Mercedes glad that that back kick didn't score.
Into the final 30 seconds of the middle round, the second round. Rounds that last 2 minutes each. And it's been a good round so far for the defending champion from Chinese Taipei. They're back locked at 2 apiece. Oh, dramatic stuff.
Dramatic stuff, but ultimately futile because there was no intent to really score. It was just one for the cameras there. And this one's going to go all the way through into the third round, but the guys are just fantastic athletes and really exciting match.
Well, he's had a testing time off the court of late since winning the gold. He found himself being blackmailed by members of a fraud ring after he made friends with a woman on the web and said one or two things to her via mobile phone conversations, which sadly for him were recorded. He ended up paying the gang £15,000 not to release those conversations. He went to the police and he had to make a public apology on TV. He's a big star back home, but he's had one or two things on his mind beyond taekwondo of late, old Chu Muyen.
And to add to that, his girlfriend is now competing for Taipei also in minus 49. And, you know, these are all the little imponderables that add up and they cause, you know, maybe a lack of focus, lack of concentration. But he is a champion. And if anyone can overcome these type of difficulties, he can. And what should be a fantastic third round, really look forward to it.
He's got 2 minutes to display his champion quality here, because otherwise he's going out to the Dominican Republic's Gabriel Mercedes. 2-2, perfectly balanced.
Mercedes is taking no nonsense here. He's up for the fight. You can talk about distance, you can talk about technique, but these guys are just ready to go to war now. But you have to be aware of that overreaching, and we'll see what the referee makes of that. And the physio coming on just to administer the freeze spray, which does make a big difference. Let's see the focus of Gabriel Mercedes' eyes. Yep, that's an intentional block to the leg there. A lot of times you can see in the fighter's face where they're intending to kick. Sometimes you can have accidental clashes, but that looked pretty intentional.
Back on his feet. And a nice bit of sportsmanship as well from Gabriel Mercedes. No hard feelings, mate. Didn't do it on purpose. Let's resume trying to knock each other's block off, shall we?
Let's keep it within the rules. So that was a really fantastic effort there from Gabriel Mercedes. And what a match this. This is taekwondo at its finest. Double kicks, spinning kicks, head shots. So exciting. Gabriel Mercedes right in this match. Has to be aware of the borderline, just the yellow mats that he's just behind him. Doesn't want to stray in there. Chu Muyen would like nothing better than a half-point deduction.
Just the height that they get from a standing start is phenomenal sometimes. And we're into the final minute of this final round. And unless we have a score in what's left, we're heading for a sudden death fourth round.
Chu Muyen ready in his back kick there, but not quite decisive enough with it. And both of them will be feeling it despite all the athleticism. They're breathing hard there. And that was a great point for the Dominican Republic, richly deserved in my view. Wonderful right leg turning kick, and if he can stay active and stay in this match, then he's got Chu Muyen in all sorts of trouble. The key is not to drift out the game and end up getting Kyungos. He has to push forward. Chu Yen, blowing hard, looks absolutely exhausted.
Well, the defending Olympic champion,
he's playing for
whose
Jungle
gold
now.
medal he cherished 4 years ago, is now under pressure. He's on his way out unless he can do something in the remaining 10 seconds. Chu Yen of Chinese Taipei is very, very close to failing in his bid to defend that gold he won in Athens. All the trouble that he's had off the mat, perhaps just catching up with him now, and it's caught up with him in the figure of the giant from the Dominican Republic, Gabriel Mercedes.
Fantastic. What a story. What a fantastic effort there from Gabriel Mercedes. Chu Yen fought with everything he had, and Gabriel Mercedes deservedly coming through that match there, and we've seen a little bit of taekwondo history there.